Alright, here we are, super training bathroom. I've hijacked Nsima's camera because he likes to leave it out everywhere. Ooh. And this is what you get when you leave your camera in my way in the weight room. I'm gonna take it and just film all kinds of shit with it.
What's up, guys? Nsima the Centaur Inyang here. So, this is going to be another summary video of how things have been going with the past 9 days and actually the past few weeks. Let's talk about the bench first. Since I never really show you guys any bench footage, bench has actually been going on really well. As we all know, bench is my weakest lift or my most troublesome lift. It's always been the hardest for me to progress over time. But it's been going really well in terms of mechanically. It's feeling more comfortable than ever. I've changed things up in terms of keeping my elbows a little bit more compact, learning how to utilize my lats a little bit more during the bench press, and I mean my max went from about 335, a dirty 335, to a very clean 355, 360. And I tested actually my maxes on a day where I did a lot of volume beforehand. So these are really rough maxes. I could probably bench more than this, but I'm very happy with how that's progressing. Also, knowing that I'm progressing the bench press while continuing to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is another thing. It's just a testament to what can be done in terms of gaining strength and also doing a martial art multiple times a week. But I'll talk more about that later. So that was some bench footage. Let's talk about the squat next. Now, the squat has been usually, in terms of my training, the bench is the weakest link just because I have smaller joints in my upper body. But my squat has actually been bothering me quite a bit. Now, I don't know how, but I have a slight pain in my right knee. And because of that pain, it's fairly difficult for me to squat. My form looks good while I'm squatting, but it's just that I can't squat without pain now. So I've been kind of experimenting with these past few weeks, figuring out different stances for my squat, and I've found that for me personally at this moment in time, lower stance or a closer foot stance is better for me for squatting with no pain than squatting really wide like a powerlifter. And right now I'm toying with the idea of going back to high bar or staying low bar. I'm not sure. But either way, if I go high bar or if I stay low bar, my foot width is going to be much closer to each other than it was before, because for me, that just seems to relieve a little bit more tension out of my knee. So other than that, I mean, the squat doesn't really feel like a foreign movement to me, but I'm definitely not pushing as much volume as I used to in my squat. And it kind of shows in terms of like how big my legs are now. Like my legs are still big because that's where I build muscle really easily in my lower body. It doesn't take much for me to build muscle there, but they are smaller than they used to be. I anticipate that when I do bring the squat volume back, I do increase my volume in terms of squats, I'm going to gain my size back. But that's a secondary thing right now. And then the deadlift. The deadlift has actually been the lift that just continues to progress, continues to skyrocket. No difficulties, no problems in my deadlift. I'm easily in 720, 725. I could probably be able to hit that at this point. I did fail 725 at LA Barbell Brigade the last time I was there, but I feel like that's a number I could get at this point in time with success. So the deadlift's been progressing really well. I've actually tapered my deadlift volume a little bit because I don't need a crazy amount of deadlift volume to progress that movement, but I'm kind of moving and shifting a little bit of that volume towards my squat so that I can try and get that going again and kind of bring that movement back to where it used to be. So, I mean, my tentative squat max I'd say is around 540, 545, but if I can get my mechanics on point in terms of that movement, and trying to alleviate that knee pain, I should be able to push through that. So in terms of the goals for the meet, I still have the goal of trying to hit a 390 to 400 pound bench. Squat, the 600 was the goal I wanted to hit. Hopefully if everything heals up, I'll be able to hit that, but right now it's looking a little iffy. Deadlift, definitely mid sevens or closer to 770 or 760, maybe. Now, in terms of strength goals, I don't look for very massive shifts in strength. For me, strength takes time, so I'm not looking for massive PRs all the time. Um, but I am looking to hit some personal bests at the meet in November. Now, next up, let's talk a little bit about jiu-jitsu and strength training. Not too much or not too long, but for me, I take jiu-jitsu very seriously, even though I've only been doing it for about 8 months now. But as I've mentioned before, it's something that I want to compete in the future, especially when I get my blue belt. Hopefully that's less than 5 months away. But when I get my blue belt, I want to do some competitions, and hopefully I'll be skilled enough to, be able to compete, be competitive. And for me, I really enjoyed it. It's hard saying this, but I enjoy jiu-jitsu almost or even a little bit more than I enjoy lifting. Please don't burn me at the stake for saying that, but it's more complex. There's more to learn. You can't just muscle your way through things. Yes, strength helps, but it's a very technical game, which is why I think I enjoy trying to figure things out. And again, I mentioned before, I don't mind getting choked out or just getting my ass handed to me. I'm a noob, but it's a really awesome learning experience, and it's something that I'm going to keep doing and probably until I die. Hopefully that's no time soon. But in terms of strength training and jiu-jitsu, I've realized that especially being a natural bodybuilder at the same time, I have actually had to limit the amount of single joint work that I do. So for you guys that are you're mainly martial artists, and you want to gain strength, I'd highly suggest that you gain strength with the squat, bench, dead, and then you kind of limit the amount of volume you do with your smaller muscle groups, your isolation movements like bicep curls, tricep pushdowns, things of that matter, just because they're fairly joint heavy. And it's not like you can't do these movements. It's just if you do them, limit it to 3 to 5 sets of each, so you don't have it affect your ability to move on the mat. Because I noticed that as I kept my bodybuilder accessory work, when I had that a little bit higher, it was really affecting my performance on the mat in terms of just strength and mobility. But as I tapered it down, it's not like my muscles got smaller, but I just felt a lot better in terms of overall performance on the mat. So just a tip for all of you that are mainly martial artists or mainly guys that just do jiu-jitsu. If you want to get stronger, get bigger, become more effective in terms of your strength, utilizing strength on the mat, you don't need to do a crazy amount of bodybuilder movements. If you can focus on some big compound movements like the squat, bench, dead, OHP, and stick in some little accessory work in there like bicep curls, tricep pushdowns, shoulder raises, stuff like that, but not too heavy on those movements, you can still maintain your performance in terms of being on the mat and do very well. So that is it. That is all for I have this update. I hope you guys enjoyed the footage, or I hope you guys got something from the video and the footage. Question of the day. I know I made a blasphemous statement that I'm starting to enjoy jiu-jitsu or BJJ more than lifting, which is very true. But for you guys that actually watch these videos, what is your favorite form of fitness? Do you like lifting the most? Do you like powerlifting the most? I know a few martial arts guys watch this channel, so do you like BJJ more than anything else? What is it and why? This is Nsima the Centaur Inyang from Break the Bar. Be an anomaly. Like the video if you like the video, because I know you like the video. At least I hope you like the video. So go ahead and like the video. And I'll talk to you all very soon.